beginner's jump rope session. Do that for a little bit. And now in the other direction. Let's do that for 20 seconds. We're gonna jump on the balls of our feet. See how I'm not jumping too high? I'm not going like that. You couldn't even do it at the beginning. Look at the progress already.
I give myself permission to fail, but I don't give myself permission not to show up.
Do you think corporations can do a better job at taking care of their employees?
What I'm not satisfied in terms of like the wellness offering out there is that
The New York Times said that wellness is increasingly becoming a luxury because not all socioeconomic groups can afford wellness.
the only way to make wellness achievable is to make it easier to be achieved.
The biggest, largest tree in the forest is not because it's perfect, it's because it continuously kept growing. So I think I'm taking growth over perfection.
I think number one, wellness is a mentality.
I love that. If there's any hack or any tip that you want to give for any founders to take care of their wellness.
Yeah, make sure to
The wellness trends that I tell you, if they are a fad or are they a friend?
Okay.
So ice baths. If you are new here, I'm Garima, the host of Popkast with Garima, and this is season 4. Oh, and a big shout out to rollercoaster.health. Rollercoaster.health is a women's healthcare company which supports you in your hormonal highs and lows and twists and turns. Thank you, rollercoaster.health. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Popkast with Garima. My podcast date today is the gorgeous Lavinia Roma. Lavinia is the founder of Wellmatch, which basically brings the best wellness practitioners to your home directly. I also have with me the wonderful Jaidy Madrigal. She's a holistic health and fitness coach. I am panting because she's making us do this, and I'm pretty dyslexic, no offense to anybody, but I have never done this before and I have absolutely zero hand, leg, eye coordination. So let's see how it goes.
So today we're gonna do like a quick beginner's jump rope session, just starting with the basics. By the end of it, I hope that I can get you guys to maybe do some high knees with the jump rope, or maybe learn how to do the boxer step. It would be good if we can, but no pressure. This is a free judgment zone. Do that for a little bit. And now in the other direction. And don't forget to breathe while you're doing it. Now, let's do like a bit of a forward fold. Gently drop, let your body hang. Pull forward, and you can really feel the stretch. If you use your elbows to like open up your legs, that feels really good, like a good stretch.
Oh, I forgot you've done yoga a lot, right?
Yeah.
Wow, when is this vocabulary?
Up and down. Let's do that for 20 seconds. And now move your wrists along with it. Try to simultaneously move your wrists with your feet. That's the movement we're gonna be doing with the rope. And stop. All right, now let's introduce the rope. So here's a few things to know when doing the basic jump. We're gonna jump on the balls of our feet. So if we can practice that for a few seconds. And if you guys wanna stop, the idea is to bring your wrists close to your body. The closer it is to your body, the less work you're doing. Because when you're moving your arms, you get tired more easily. If you bring it closer to your body, there's more space for the rope to move. So watch me while I do it, and then we try to repeat. Ooh. See how I'm not jumping too high? I'm not going like that. And I'm not using my arms too high, because then you're getting more tired. There you go. Coordinate the feet with the wrists. You're getting so much better already. You couldn't even do it at the beginning. Look at the progress already.
Okay.
There you go. You got it. I'll watch me do it again, and maybe that'll help.
It's mesmerizing to watch you. But it doesn't translate.
It does though, it will. Is right? It's just imagining you doing something, and then that's how eventually you achieve it. This one took me a little bit to get at the beginning because I was like, my head could not coordinate with my feet. But when you get the rhythm, it's just adding the rope. If you struggle with that, start with just bouncing on one foot. And then switch. Like this is called the single bounce. That's the most basic step. Because there's different types of things you can do. You can do like high knees, and you can do like tricks like that, but like...
One day.
Yeah, I feel like you're being so hard on yourself, and you don't need to be. You're just learning. This is your first time. Like, look how good you're doing for your first time. Now I'm gonna guide you through a bit of box breathing. So box breathing is a technique where we're going to count to 4, hold for 4, release for 4, and hold for 4. Now inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale. And hold for 4. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, release for 4, and hold for 4.
Thank you so much, Jaidy.
No worries.
Thanks, Jaidy.
You want to first talk about the session that we just wrapped up. For me, it was so special because I literally did skipping or jump ropes, as you call them, for the first time. So thank you so much for that. I had a ball of a time jumping like a horse.
Well, first of all, I have to thank Heidi, just here smiling in the background, for introducing us to Jumprope classes. I mean, it's something that is quite trendy, like now on Instagram, and people see like all these tricks, etc., but they don't see like all the work and the training that goes towards it. And I always say that, you know, in terms of like Wellmatch's perspective in regards to wellness, Wellmatch is obviously my startup, is that we try to do things to people, for people that are attainable, and try to show them how they can improve themselves without making them feel bad about themselves. And I feel that that's a very different message compared to what is out there, like currently on social media. Is about like, there's very much about having this perfect look and the end result and looking perfect in camera. And the truth is that the beauty is in the trying it, putting in the effort, proving to yourself that you can improve, and then rejoicing with like every step forward, but also with the trying part, you know. And like, I think we have to start loving trying again in many different ways, you know. And it's easy to go on your comfort zone, or to say, for example, a classic one I hear is like, I don't do yoga because I'm not flexible. But I'm like, well, if you do yoga, you will get there eventually. But if you don't, you know. So I think in general about this class, like I love Heidi's approach, and I love this kind of like playfulness about like, let's try, what do you want to try, and like without even like such a set schedule, like, okay, what are you feeling like and it's great. It's like, it brings us to be a bit more childlike, where not everything is a to-do, but it's I would like to experience it, you know.
I love it. That's so true. I think that the world is just, you know, full of perfection. And I have been going by the line growth over perfection, and that's the motto I'm taking in 2025, which is because I'm a sucker for like perfectionism. I would want like every slide to be this canvas and beautiful when I'm preparing decks, of course. And you know what I read, which was like the biggest, largest tree in the forest is not because it's perfect, is because it continuously kept growing, and hence it's the largest. So I think I'm taking growth over perfection.
Yeah. I think it's a tough one, because for me it's a lot about like, I always feel like whatever I do is not enough. Our families, like in our generations, they all had their battles, and I think for our grandparents was about like, you know, wars and etc. For our parents it was about, you know, getting like financial stability, depending which country you come from, obviously more or less. Yeah. I think for our generation it's about undoing a lot of the trauma that we carry with us because of them, you know, or because of, you know, the experiences that they had to go through, and the fact that they didn't really have permission to express that. So for me, I carry both my parents, their, you know, big overachievers, but at the same time it carries a lot of weight in terms of like you're never good enough in any way, you know. And I think as a woman, this is even aggravated, you know, because as a man, I think sometimes, for example, the checkbox is like to be financially successful, and I think as a woman, even that is not enough. Then you have to be beautiful, you have to be a good mother, you have to be a good wife, you have to be a good, you know, all of this, and like it just puts a lot of burden on you, so that you always find a way to fall short.
That's so true. I want to go a step backwards. It's been 3 months of Wellmatch launch. I met you at the launch party.
Yeah.
How's it been going? What's the response like? Are you happy? Is there something for you which is like, oh my God, I want to do this, and this? Tell me everything about it.
I mean, first of all, it's been amazing, and for so many different reasons. I have the best team, which I'm super grateful and thankful for. And even on my bad days, I think, okay, like I have, you know, days where I doubt myself or things are not going as I would like them to go. I receive some kind of bad news, and then I look at my team and I'm like, wow, I work with these guys, so I'm lucky to begin with. Number two, I can start feeling like the support of the wellness practitioners, which is for me, it's like the thing that I have dearest to heart, is that I built this platform, and I honestly say it like in the most organic way for providers, because I was a provider who struggled to monetize my business and spent a lot of money on my degree, and I just felt very lost at a certain point, and I just ended up kind of giving up on it. And I think that for me, it's a lot about like longevity and prevention. So that's the way I look at it. So I feel now the wellness providers are starting to look for us to spread the word, to like rejoice in the community, to share when we share something on social media. And that for me is the moments where like I really feel it's happening, it's starting to happen. And then from the corporate perspective, we're also getting like a good response for like retreats and corporate wellness, etc., which is interesting, but I think I have a very particular vision in regards to it, whereby I don't want to be another workshop provider, because I just think that's like a one-time effort, it's non-scalable, it's non-long-term impact. I want to create like long-term wellness programs for corporations, but at the same time, I value the impact that the impact that I have on an everyday basis on a provider's, you know, income stream, client base, and even collaborations, network creation, and then on a client's health, you know.
Eventually, yeah. Yeah, love it. You spoke a lot about corporations. I want to talk to you about wellness for employees. Do you think corporations can do a better job at taking care of their employees? And just talk to me about employee wellness in general, because there is so much of, there's just so much of burnout, and I'm sure we all could do with like little pockets of break where we can include mindfulness in their routines.
So I am, you know, before my career in wellness, obviously in my startup, etc., I'm type A, you know, hyper-functioning, OCD, like a corporate person, 100%. And I carry that with me a lot. So I've been the one working 16-hour days, super burnt out. At the same time, I'm an ex-athlete, so being unhealthy sits very wrongly with me, because it's just something that goes against like how I grew up. And for me, health and fitness like really always like saved my life, mentally speaking also. So what I will tell you is that what I'm not satisfied in terms of like the wellness offering out there is that it's non-continuous, it's not embedded, and it's not seamless. So the only way to make wellness achievable is to make it easier to be achieved. And that's not going to be by investing in a 10-class like wellness workshop where you expect everybody to show up at lunchtime, switch off from the client shouting at them in the middle of the day, and then attend this class for 45 minutes and go back to their desk. It's not going to be like that. You have to create something that is like democratically chosen, demographically adjusted, and also that is like employees vote for what they want. Classes are registered, so if they miss it, they can take it at home, you know. So it's like, it's creating something that is much more within reach of people, even in under pressure moments, because maybe you can't carve out that time, but most likely you're going to be able to carve out a time within your day. So that's kind of like the
so something which is not just done to, you know, tick a box, which is like we care for you, but actually thoughtfully curated for you, which is great. I think even if an employee doesn't have time to, of course, do the entire shebang of, you know, their wellness routine, because let's just be honest, sometimes you're not motivated enough, sometimes you don't want to put in the hard work. But I think a cheat sheet for that could be, there's this song which is called Weightless, It's by Marconi Union, and it's an 8-minute song, and the song has been designed by neuroscientists. It helps to decrease your anxiety levels by 65%. It decreases your cortisol levels, brings your blood pressure rate to a more stabilized rate. And I think just by being mindful about, all you can do is just listen to that song while you're working. And if you're feeling anxious right before getting into a meeting, just listening to that song might help. So I think it's just being mindful at all times.
I think that's not enough, in the sense that I think you have to have a bit more intention and a bit more goals in regards to where you want to get. And I think that tangible accountability with yourself is what brings you places in the long run. However, what I do think is you have to start saying, okay, what I do now, anything is better what I didn't do before. So even if you can't get yourself like in tomorrow to where you want to get, even if you don't manage to do the whole class, the whole 3 sessions per week that you had, even 2 is fine. 2 is better than 0. That we have to stop having that all or nothing mentality, start having this kind of like, and I used to be like this. I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run, but every time I go for a run, it has to be my personal best. And I'm like, that's not achievable. Not every day can be your personal best. I'm like, now I'm gonna go for a run because I'm gonna show up for myself. If after 5 minutes I wanna walk because I'm on my period, I'm tired and this and that, I'm gonna walk. I give myself permission to fail, but I don't give myself permission not to show up.
I love that.
That's the thing. So I'm like, you're going out of the house now, going for that run. I don't care. You want to stop because you genuinely don't feel well after 5 minutes, stop. But like, it's been a lot of work to get myself there in terms of like mindset, but I think people can get themselves there. To be honest, actually, I'm going to take a little bit longer on this answer because there is a friend of mine who's working on a startup idea by Antler that is really interesting, and it's about the concept of awe.
Oh.
So recreating that concept of awe. When you see something in nature that is like, a beautiful like rainbow or like a moonlight or stuff like this, and you're in awe of something that is bigger than you, and that triggers some euphoria. It's like trying to recreate what you get with like, drugs or like, other unhealthy habits, but via like reconnecting with nature. And I think you can get that by reconnecting with yourself too, when you understand that the truth is the power of changing yourself and of feeling like you're a better version of yourself is only within your own hands, and you do have that power entirely. Nothing is blocking you from it. Just the fact that you have to accept it will take some time and have some patience.
I love that. I want to talk about wellness. I think often wellness is a subject that people think is reserved only for the elite, or it's hijacked by the elite. The New York Times said that wellness is increasingly becoming a luxury because not all socioeconomic groups can afford wellness. How do you think Wellmatch can bridge the gap by making it more accessible, by democratizing what you're trying to do, by connecting practitioners to clients? And generally, I want to understand your take on whether you think wellness is only reserved for the elite, and how can a normal common man get into a wellness routine?
Well, to be honest, I disagree. I think number one, wellness is a mentality, and I see people who like literally. I've been to Africa quite a lot because I have friends from there, and I also had some part of my family that used to work there for a period of time, and I see people who are way more like into wellness and way more wellness focused there, who have nothing, but they just draw wellness from their community, from taking care of themselves and their loved ones the way they can. And it's like we have a mindset of always thinking about what we're missing rather than what we do have. And we have a lot, way more than we realize on an everyday basis, and we're capable of way more than we think we are. So that's number one. Number two, I do think that technology for me is a big part of this, because I think that the only way to make wellness attainable is to make it as easy as ordering like Deliveroo or Uber, to your door. And I think that's what we aim with Wellmatch. Wellmatch is the tech infrastructure for the seamlessness, price transparency, and accessibility of wellness services, which, however, we have a bit of our unique take, because a lot of the wellness offering out there is for like salons, studios, etc. But then these are actually powered by freelancers who get paid, small cut of it, or who are not independent, who are not able to fully become, either they manage to get a lot of clients and it takes a lot of time, or very elite clients, but otherwise they get paid very little compared to the work that they do. And so Wellmatch is really about removing kind of that middleman, giving you a platform where you are yourself. You can set your own prices, your own brand, describe yourself as how you want. You have your own voice, but people can search for you, filter, and access you directly, chat with you beforehand.
Nice.
Also improving kind of because the problem is drop-off rates are also very powered by the fact that you don't know maybe sometimes what to book or that's the right service for you. So how do you cancel that? You allow communication beforehand, before the booking, before the exchange of funds, So Wellmatch is really about creating that infrastructure for seamlessness, directness, and accessibility for everybody. All you have to do is download the app, and then you can carry it with you everywhere, and that's it.
I love how you say wellness is a mentality, because nothing is stopping you. I think the air is for free. The parks and the gardens are for free. You have to show up.
Go for a walk.
Yeah, and it's not about the expensive gua shas, and it's not about the expensive creams that you put on yourself, or the expensive treatments that you can. I think if you just show up.
I mean, all of that is great, and of course there will be some degree of stuff that can help you.
Yes.
But the truth is that at the end of the day, going for a run is one of the biggest wellness things that you can do, and that's completely free. It takes 15 minutes of your time. Everybody has 15 minutes. It means I don't know, to take 5 minutes less in the shower. It's just about just do. You don't have to go for the best run of your life or run a 6K. Just go for a quick 2.5K. Whatever. Will your day be better because of it? I assure you.
Yes, 100%. And there's science behind it. I mean, endorphins, right?
100%.
What do you do for your wellness? I'm curious, because as a founder, I'm sure you have a lot of stress and burnout, and you've been working for 16 hours, you say. I'm curious, how do you...
So, to be honest, I will say there's some good things that I do and some bad things. So, I am very good at routine. So I always have my routine. So every morning I wake up, I do the same things. I take my supplements. Almost every morning, I exercise some way, somehow, and make sure that I set that as a priority of my day. I take my skincare quite seriously. I try to do LED masks when I can. Skincare. I do have my gua sha that I do religiously, even if it's just on the way to the tube. However, I would be lying if I said that I don't also, I have huge problems with making sure my mental health is in check, because I suffer from severe OCD. I'm an overworker. I overburden my body a lot, and I tend to also, the moment I get stressed, I tend to undereat a lot, and it happens to me that many days I realize that I spent 24 to 48 hours even on a bar and a yogurt and something like this, and it's just my way of coping with it. To be honest, I think this end of quarter has really been a bit of a revelation for me, and this past sickness of the past 2 days, it's at a certain point, something has to give. You can't just expect yourself to keep pushing. It's about, at a certain point, you cannot expect different results if you keep doing the same things, and it's I'm human too, for example, I stopped smoking, but I'm ex-athlete, so I shouldn't even be saying that I was smoking, but I was a smoker, and it's hard for me every day, especially when the more I'm stressed, not to start smoking again, But at the same point, it's what will get you closer to where you want to be in life, and what is congruent with your lifestyle.
Okay, I have a quick rapid fire for us, but before that, I want you to answer if there's any hack or any tip that you want to give for any founders to take care of their wellness.
Yeah, make sure to drink 3 liters of water a day. I would say.
Did you say 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's number one. If I can give anything basic that is easily achievable and that will make a big difference in terms of skin, sleep, hydration, how you feel, energy level, I would say that.
Water. Wow, it's like a personal attack. At this point, I'm barely able to finish a bottle of water. I've got a rat's bladder. That's my problem. I will have to go pee every time.
Go.
Yeah, just go.
Just go. Take your phone, answer your emails. But that's what I do.
Okay, cool. So tell me if the wellness trends that I tell you, if they are a fad or are they a friend for you? Okay. So ice baths.
A friend.
A friend. Celery juice cleanse.
Cleanse, not necessarily. Celery juice in the morning is something that I did for years, and friend, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Face yoga?
Never tried.
Moon water rituals?
Fad. I would say not my vibe.
And the obsession with 10,000 steps?
Obsession, no. If it helps you move and your person doesn't naturally move and you need that target, yeah, fine.
Mushroom coffee?
For me, a fad. Mushroom supplements, good.
Okay. Dry brushing?
Fad for me, but might work for other people.
Sound baths?
Fad for me, might work for other people.
All right, I think that brings us to the end of our podcast. I do want to understand from you, since you're such a wellness pioneer and champion, and you've been an athlete and now a founder. I want to know if there are any trends that you foresee, and particularly at the intersection of technology, in terms of the wellness trends that you foresee, and what are you expecting going into the next year?
One is, in terms of technology, is like, especially leveraging like AI and machine learning, is personalization of like wellness plans and programs based on like your specific use and needs, and like proper testing, scientific testing. Number two, I would say biohacking is something that is very big in the US, and I think that we're starting to, and biohacking is about optimizing your efforts to make sure that even if you do something that is unhealthy, then you have like appropriate recovery, which is normal because we stress our body all the time and our body recovers. It's just about calibrating the two. And then the third one, I would say more research into cold and hot exposure and the effects it can have like on our metabolism. I think that's very interesting in terms of like, a lot of people say, for example, cryotherapy increases your metabolism, and I think quantifying that and like doing some more research in terms of that can be very useful.
Interesting. I mean, I'm a big fan of longevity and biohacking and trying to really hack into your system. I'm not too sure if the Brian Johnson diets are a thing that we should follow.
I think every person is different. That's what people like. What I don't like is when people say, for example, fasting is good. Okay, what if it makes you feel bad?
Yeah, and for women, intermittent fasting comes with your hormonal roller coaster, and you have to be cognizant of how you're placing your, fasting in terms of your hormones, particularly. Before I let you go, any of your favorite apps in terms of wellness that you want to plug in? Any of your favorite supplement brands, beauty brands? So we'd love to know.
Okay, so beauty brands, I'm gonna give a shout to Rola Skin. Obviously, she's here, and she has this amazing Korean skincare brand that is also very delicate, and it's perfect for everybody's skin. So like nobody can get, like if you suffer from eczema, psoriasis, anything, really good brand for you because it's very, very delicate and it focuses mainly on hydration. In terms of supplements, I am a huge fan of Terra Origin. If for a fellow IBS sufferers, it has helped me quite a lot. And there's many more, but then it would have to be issue specific. Yeah. And in terms of apps, Wellmatch and other apps, I'm not a fan of any of the calorie counting, etc. apps. I think we have to stop focusing on numbers and start focusing on quality. In particular, I would say that one app that I do quite enjoy and that I've heard like good things about is Flow. For cycle tracking, but also just for the content. I think they did an amazing job at content creation, and I have to say, in terms of that, like they're one of the pioneers. And when we think, I look at other apps a lot when I try to develop Wellmatch as a product, and I think when I'm thinking about developing content for Wellmatch, I always look at the Flow content.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm a Flow user as well, so can vouch for Flow. But I'm going to get on to Wellmatch, book myself a nice experience.
Please do. Yeah.
But thank you so much,
Lavinia. Thank you so much. It's been such a great experience.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all your insights, for just being your authentic self and, really answering all the questions. You have such a deep, profound insight into the world of wellness. And that, of course, comes with, as you said, you've put in the hard work.
Yeah, it's a big passion also.
And through these years, many, many years, you've actually been doing that and standing tall. And it now all reflects into this wonderful app that you've built. So super proud of you. Don't be so harsh on yourself. I know.
Likewise.
I know.
All of us.
I think you rightly, pointed out women and imposter syndrome,
100%.
and just this itch of nailing every ambition, which absolutely you must, do it.
Exactly.
But in the process, I think sometimes I'm very harsh on myself, and I think it's just like a mutual admiration society at this point where I want to tell you the same thing as well.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Lavinia.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.